Hey crocheters, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Erin from Juniper Oakes. We are here for part 7 of the Christmas in July crochet-along. This is an overlay mosaic crochet blanket that we have been working up all month long, and now we're on section 7. If this is the first time that you are hearing about this crochet-along, make sure you go back to the beginning, learn all you can about it, crochet the blanket up, and then join us for section 7. To find this section of the crochet along, go to the landing page and scroll down until you find the section. Click the free pattern button and you'll be taken to the designer's website. If you want an ad-free printable version of the whole pattern right now, you can go ahead and buy the ebook. Links to that are here in the show notes. This section is called Candles of Hope. And something to note about this section is that I have here one type of candle throughout the whole pattern, and it says hope in between. The original pattern calls for 2 different types of candles, but when I was kind of adjusting the chart for the pattern so that they're all the same, I overlooked that and I took one whole candle out and just thought, oh, it's the same candle over and over again. So that's why mine is this way. Melanie has included charts and instructions for both options. But mine is the simpler of the 2, and if you want to go and make it a longer repeat, go ahead and work up both parts of it. I think you should do it because it's an amazing design. Sorry, Melanie, for making that happen. We chat more about that. I've known Melanie since really almost the start of my crochet design journey. We've kind of grown up together as designers over the last few years. We've met in person a couple times. She is a lovely lady and just a calming presence to be around. I know you're gonna love the conversation that I have with her. Before we get to that chit chat, I wanna make sure that you like this video and share with a friend so they can get to know Melanie as well. Okay, here's our chit chat. Hey Melanie, welcome back to Juniper Oakes.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm so excited to have you back on here. Melanie has been just a contributor to my crochet-alongs for a long time. And I've known you since I started my design business, really, like 5 years ago, 6
Yep,
years
many,
ago.
many.
Anyway, so thank you for coming back and for joining this crochet-along. We
Absolutely.
4, 5, 6, 7. I always have to count. I should know this by now. We are on section 7 of the crochet along, and you designed these candles of hope.
Yes.
Here we have a simplified version where we have one type of candle, and included on your website for free, you have another chart that has 2 different kinds of candles.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Melanie, she pointed out when she saw the blanket, she's like, "Oh, I see you just used one type of candle," and that was just like totally not what I wanted to do. I did not want to change your pattern. Just a little oversight where I like got into the chart, whatever, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to simplify this to a smaller. Get that other candle out of there.
I do have mine. I do have mine. So,
Yeah, there you go. It is. It is.
do you see this little mistake over here?
Well, we're not going to point it.
Yes, 2 different candles. So you can either do that one or you could do the one with just the one candle.
Yeah.
So you have choices.
Choices are really nice because we can really individualize what your candles are going to look like, or you've probably done that with the rest of the blanket as well. With the one candle, you have just a little repeat, and then when you add the other one, it makes the repeat longer, so there's more counting, but you get that little extra something special.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I think other crocheters might end up doing, hint, hint, maybe you want to do it or not, is like adding some fun like tapestry color work in, like maybe having hope be a different color, or making the candles look like they're on fire. I don't know. I can just see some fun stuff happening for
Cool.
those people who like really want to like change things up. So you can find this chart and Melanie's better chart free on her website. You follow the links to the crochet along, to the Candles of Hope section, and then they'll be on Melanie's website. Or you can purchase the whole thing And I'll include the chart for the whole thing also in the ebook. And you can buy all of that right now using Melanie's link. But I'm sort of like getting ahead of myself because I feel like I'm wrapping up this video when really we're just getting our chat started. So, Melanie, what was your inspiration behind your candles of hope?
So once you asked us to join in this crochet along, I was kind of looking what other people were going to be doing because I didn't want a repeat. Because at first I was thinking about Christmas trees, and I'm like, somebody else will be doing that.
Everybody's wanting to do Christmas trees.
So I started Googling like Christmas symbols, and candles came up, and they're about hope. So I thought, there you go. That just pretty much designed itself. Candles of hope.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's perfect because, and I like that you included that word hope in there as well. I mean, I think it's perfect. I think both like at Christmas time and like here, we're 6 months or, less than 6 months away from Christmas. Like we all just need a little hope.
Right.
And so I think this is, well, perfectly timed and fits both Christmas and the season we're in right now. I'm blanking right now because I'm just looking at yours. Now I'm thinking about hope. Love it. How long have you been designing crochet patterns?
So I'm actually coming up on my 5-year blogiversary this month.
Okay. Are you doing anything special to celebrate?
I hope so. So yeah, I'm working on it, so I hope to get it all done. But
okay, that's awesome. I mean, you do something within your business, but also like you and your husband go out and have a little celebration, go out for ice cream. I think it's a big feat to celebrate. Not everybody's blogs last 5 years. Sticking with it. Have you always designed mosaic patterns, or do you, is your niche somewhere else?
I like texture, so a lot of my designs have texture. I only started mosaic because of you. You got me hooked on that. So, and I want to hopefully do a little bit more of that, but I do like doing a whole bunch of different types of stitches in my design. So
I like you did, was it called Homeward Bound blanket? That was
yes.
A mix of mosaic and then like other textures included in that.
Yes.
I really like how you combined that into, and I feel like you've done that with other patterns as well.
Maybe. I can't think of one right now, but
or I don't know. But I think that's really fun. Similar to me, I can't like focus just on one thing and like it's just gotta be textures and colors and this and that and this and that. One question I've been asking everybody is because of Nicola's Christmas pudding. One, have you ever tried a traditional Christmas pudding?
Nope, I haven't.
Yeah, me neither. So what is your favorite Christmas dessert?
So my husband makes the best chocolate chip cookies. So I would have to say that. My son really loves peanut butter pie, and I make that for him every year, but it's just a little too rich for me. So
it is rich. I feel like I could take like a couple bites of that. Okay, that's enough. Chocolate chip cookies and some peanut butter pie. I like that. My grandma, she passed away recently, but she's like 100 years old. Anyway, she made the best chocolate chip cookies. Maybe better than your husband. Probably not better than your husband. Because we could have had a contest. But that just reminds me not only of just Christmas time, but just of my grandma. So that's really lovely.
Yeah.
She also would make, her parents were from Denmark, so she would always make like a braided Danish at holiday time. So I also make that. I try to make it every Christmas. And it's like, I've got this video of her like describing how to do the braids, like a little dance. Anyway, I don't know where I'm just going down a tangent. I think I'm feeling nostalgic for Christmas treats. Um, when do you start getting ready for Christmas? Like here we are in July, working on this Christmas blanket. Is this, an early thing for you right now, or do you start and celebrate Christmas all year long?
No, I'm like a last minute thing for Christmas. I used to be really early, but now it's just like a last minute thing. I mean,
Seems like
I usually decorate early, but as far as doing any crocheting for Christmas or like Christmas presents, it's like last minute stuff.
later on in the year. That's yeah. I feel like that's me too. I feel like Christmas is coming faster and faster every year. So like before you know it, it's
I know.
like already here. And like celebrating it, like I have the small children, so celebrating each holiday with the small children, like it really makes me like be in that moment before I can really jump onto another moment. Though my son Griffin has been asking me since like school got out, when's Christmas? When's Christmas? I think it might have to do with we have this wooden block in our living room. It's like 2 wooden blocks, and it's like right now it says welcome friends, and then it has like a happy Easter thing and a happy Valentine's Day thing, and then the other holiday on there is Merry Christmas. And so it has 4 sayings, right? And then so it's like, when's the next time we can switch this? And really the next time is in Christmas. And it's like, then you do that one, and then quickly you do Valentine's, and then quickly you do Easter. So I think he's just like, I want to switch to something new. Yeah. Do you usually crochet Christmas presents for your family members and friends, or are you like, okay, I do crochet for my business, and now I'm gonna buy gifts or do other crafts for them?
Yeah, I don't typically have time to make any gifts because I'm so busy designing everything else. So
Yeah. And you not only do you like design and have your blog for your crochet patterns, but then you also have like another website for is it dog specific patterns, or you
dog
sell
related,
different?
yeah, dog
Yeah,
related. Mm-hmm.
dog related things. And then like you have like a real job
Right.
outside
A
outside
day job.
a day job. Yes. So yes, you are a busy lady.
Busy.
Yeah. But I love your creativity. And a little side note about Melanie's day job, and she works for Wigs for Kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I I like rarely cut my hair, and when I do, I like chop it all off and I send it to Wigs for Kids. And so one day I got this DM from Melanie with a picture of my hair she had opened up. So glad that could have been opened up by a friend. And I don't know what you do after that, process it or whatever, but
you should have seen about a month ago, we got a hair donation that was 63 inches long.
oh my goodness gracious.
Wow.
Is that like
it was almost, I was holding it up and it was almost as tall as me.
Yeah, 63. That's like 5 foot 3 inches, right? That's crazy. Is that the longest hair donation you've ever gotten?
Yep.
And is there, okay, we're going into hair now because it's summertime and I need to chop my hair off. But my sister's like, well, I think they lessened the amount of hair that you need to donate. Is it? In my mind, it's like you need 12 inches to donate hair. Is that still?
Yes,
standard?
still 12 inches.
Okay. So I need to measure and see what I got. Because it's down there, but you may get another thing from me soon.
Yay.
Yeah. I guess I don't know if that's part of my like multitasking or whatever. Like I can't like just go and get a haircut, right? It's gotta like be a haircut and right. Like I can't just watch TV. I have to like watch TV and crochet. So get a haircut, and donate it. Yay! Good causes.
It definitely is.
Yeah. Do you ever meet any of the children that come through, like that you give wigs to and that,
Yes,
like
because the
babysitting?
founder is actually a hairdresser as well, so he does some of the hair pieces for the children in our area. So,
Okay. I think that
and
would
one
be
of our recipients who's grown up now is actually a board member of Wigs for Kids. So,
okay.
yeah.
Wow, that's such a good story. Love it. Well, thank you for all that you do over there for Wigs for Kids and what you do for us in the crochet community.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us anything special that you're working on? Do you have any holiday patterns coming out or anything fun that my audience should know about?
So I have a lot more collaborations coming up this year, so you'll find lots of patterns for that. So
Yay!
I'm trying to do a couple more garment patterns because I like to try to throw at least one in a year of those. So
Okay. Did you design what you're wearing?
yep, this was a few years ago. That's the Sweet Simplicity vest.
Sweet Simplicity Vest by Simply Melanie Jane. Yay! Where's the best place that people can find you? Where are you online the most?
So I'm more busy in Facebook than I am Instagram, and then of course my website.
All
Those
right.
are the two big ones.
And you're at Simply Melanie Jane at all the places.
Yes.
And I will link to you in the show notes. Also, in those show notes, I'm putting Melanie's pattern or Melanie's specific link to the Crochet-along so you can go and find her section for free on the website. But if you love it all so much and you just want a printable, ad-free pattern right now, you can also use that link to purchase the ebook. And then we get to share the love and the commission on that. So, thank you everyone for watching, for supporting. Leave a little comment below if whether or not you're going to make the one candle pattern or the two candle with the crosses. And then also if you're going to get a little extra crazy and add some other color work stuff in there. And make sure you post those pictures in the Facebook group so that we can see them.
Yay.
Yay. Well, Melanie, it's been a pleasure chatting with you as always. And we will chat with you later.
All right. You as well. And thank you so much for all your wonderful crochet alongs.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Happy crocheting.
Bye.
As you can sense in that conversation, Melanie is just such a wonderful friend to chat with. She's so forgiving, especially since I forgot and I totally butchered her pattern and she forgave me and everything is all good. Let us know in the comments, are you making your version with one candle or two candles? And are you adding anything fun to it, like maybe different colors for the fire bit of the candle or for the words? Let me know. I have a tutorial, which I will link in the show notes to this, where I talk about how to use more than one color per row. In mosaic crochet, it's called tapestry mosaic, and that way you can add some fun colors in it. Go find section 7 of the crochet pattern and then crochet up the candles of hope. Happy crocheting!